كل شيء ذي بال لا يبدأ بسم الله فهو أبتر، فبسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الأسرة المصرية العريقة العظيمة، بناتي الطالبات، أبنائي الطلاب، سلام الله عليكم ورحمته وبركاته. نسأل الله أن يرفع عنا شر هذا البلاء وشر هذه الجائحة، ونشكر القيادة السياسية على ما قدمت في الموجة الأولى، وننتظر منها الكثير في الموجة الثانية. وبعد. Today's lesson is American and British English. As you know, the English language is the most globally used language in the world. It is what we call the lingua franca of the world. So wherever you go and you have a communicative breakdown, that is to say you can't communicate with the people whom you visit, then you resort to English. English is the solution for communication. English is the language of the internet. English is the language of contracts. English is the language of trade. English is the language of the movies. It is the language of most scientific research in the world. So that is important. The most important varieties of English are American and the British English. There is Canadian English, Australian English, among others. However, American and the British English are the two most important varieties ever. And of course, when we say varieties, we mean varieties of the language or two standards of the same language that differ at levels of semantics, at levels of grammar, at levels of pronunciation, and at other levels. Today, we're going to focus on what we call vocabulary differences between American and the British English. See these tables. Americans say commercial. British say advertisements. So ads or advertisements on TV are called in American English commercials, and they are called ads or advertisements in British English. Again, Americans use antenna, meaning aerial, for a TV or for a radio or even for a phone, a telephone. In Egypt here we use the word aerial too, although it is translated into Arabic as al-Hawaii. However, most of us use aerial instead of al-Hawaii. Again, in American English, they use the word fall for Fasl al-Kharif, while British use autumn. Again, check or al-fatura is bill in British English. Again, bookstore is bookshop in British English. You know, in a car, we keep things in the trunk or the boot of the car, according to British English. Again, Americans say movie theater for the cinema. Downtown is the preferred term in American English for what we call city center. City center. Again, Americans use stove for cooker, closet for cupboard, resume for curriculum vitae, or a CV. So Americans use the word resume for السيرة الذاتية, while British use CV. Tuxedo is the dinner jacket in British English. Again, detour is diversion in British English. التحويلة, when there are road works, for example, عندما توجد أشغال طريق, they use detour or diversion. A thumbtack is a drawing pin in British English. Again, the word faucet means tap in British English. Fender, again, part of the car, what we call رفرف السيارة, is wing in British English. Then we have the word first floor. The phrase first floor in American English means ground floor in British English. So this means that Americans have no ground floors. They count as early as the ground floor by saying a first floor. So if an American says that he lives on the first floor, it means that he lives on the ground floor, according to British English. Again, flashlight is torch. You can see these on your cell phones or mobile phones. A freight train, قطار البضائع, is a goods train in British English. Front desk is reception. المكاتب الأمامية هي مكاتب الاستقبال in British English. A game is a match in British English. One more. Garbage is rubbish. Gas, petrol. Gas station, filling station. Hardware store is the ironmonger in British English. Again, back to the cars. Hood is the bonnet, what we call كبوت السيارة. So, intersection, مفارق الطرق, is crossroads in British English. Inventory is a stock. Kleenex, tissue. To line, to queue. Lost and found is lost property in British English. Again, like we said, movie theater is the cinema. A movie in British English is a film in, a movie in American English is a film in British English. A one-way ticket, تذكرة ذهاب فقط, is what we call in British English a single ticket. A pin is a badge. A pin is a badge. A principal or ناظر المدرسة is a headmaster. Headmaster in British English. Further examples are, that's a famous example. Quiz is a test. Some schools, some Egyptian schools use the word quiz. Others use the word test. Both are okay. Schedule is a timetable. Semester is a term. الفصل الدراسي is semester, and this is how we read it, semester. And term. Soccer is football. Soccer in American English is football. You have to take care because football in American English is similar to the rugby, the game called rugby. So Americans never say football for the soccer that we know. It is soccer in American English. It is football in British English. A story is a floor in British English. A streetcar is a tram, and sometimes it's a tramway. We know this in Egypt. It is still working in Alexandria. A tramway. Some people say ترماي, يعني تعديل صوتي للتramway. Subway is an underground or tube. المترو الأنفاق. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a fortnight in British English. Windscreen in British English is windshield in American English. So, I can give you some American English vocabulary and then ask you to give me the British vocabulary. Of course, the examples will be from the tables that we have in this lesson. Before we go, I want you to stay safe, save lives, keep distancing, no proximity. Please, no proximity, save lives. Please remember your face mask. Please remember your gloves. Please remember washing hands. May Allah bless you all. Thank you.